My name's Jess. I'm from Terre Haute. I've lived here my whole life. This is Dawn. This was my son's foster parent. And now she is my son's other mother. I had my son, and then he got taken from the hospital, and he was placed in foster care.
I remember the first time I saw him, he was so tiny, but he had this little red mark on his forehead. And I just remember thinking like how special he was, and immediately thinking about his mama and just some of the feelings that she would have. The first time we met, I remember being super nervous just because it's a unique situation when you're helping parent somebody else's kiddo, and it felt like a great responsibility, and so I wanted her to think that I was good enough.
I really liked Dawn. She gave me like a little encouraging book, and I had a note in it and said like that she believes in me and that I can do it, and that she would take care of Kane. I think the hardest part was accepting the fact that he got taken, because I went to the hospital with the car seat and everything, and I had been clean, and my two oldest were still in DCS, but I was clean, and I really thought that I was taking him home, because for the longest time I didn't want to have Kane. I wanted to have an abortion with Kane, and then I really wanted to have him, and then they took him, and then I was just like, that was the hardest part.
It's a lot of pressure and stress on you to try to stay sober and meet everybody's needs. And you were sober for a year of that, really.
Yeah, I think that's kind of why I relapsed. It was feeling like it wasn't gonna happen, like they just had their mind made up or something, because I was like, I'm sober, why don't I have my kids, you know? But it was because they needed more than just that.
It's more than sobriety.
Yeah. Well, I remember leaving that team meeting, and I went and I wrote Dawn. I didn't give it to her until after Kane came home with me, though. I told her how grateful I am for her, and that I know that she's actually there for me.
You made lots of promises and declarations about how you would care the best for him, that you promised to get sober.
I never used again after July 24th, so that was...
Today we celebrate in our house.
It wasn't until like for termination, and it wasn't until then, like when I knew like if I didn't like do everything I could, then like I wasn't getting my kids back.
Then it was like that next day you were like, game on, like you're not taking my kid.
Separated myself from everybody toxic in my life. I did every single thing that DCS asked me to do, and no matter what I had to do, if I had to catch cabs or walk or whatever, I did every single thing.
When she showed up for visits, it wasn't like, you know, one small diaper bag and a few little items. Girl showed up with a rolling case with beads and snacks and arts and crafts. She's like, got what she would have had for her kids if they were in her home. And so I was always crazy impressed by the effort that she put in. It was always important for me to stay on your team, but because it felt like we were actually a team, and I wasn't functioning as a role of a foster parent and you as my enemy, like we work together.
I think it's hard to trust somebody because you don't know what their intentions are. Some people, you don't know why everybody's doing foster care. It's just really hard to understand, because for a long time I thought that people wanted to take my kids. I'm thankful for Dawn because she's my person. Dawn literally is my best friend. Anytime I have a problem with no matter what it is in my life, I always call Dawn before I call anybody else. And a lot of times I don't even have anybody else to call, but I always call Dawn, because no matter what, she will tell me how she really feels about it, whether I want to hear it or not. And I know that she's not judging me, so it's like I don't have to call someone that I think is going to agree with me or not agree with me or talk me out of something. I just get like real feelings and stuff. I don't know. So it's always her who I call, no matter what.
I'm thankful for Jess because she is willing to do the hard work, no matter what it looks like, to be a good mom. She's willing to stand up for people who are marginalized or minimized by this society. You don't take your story and hide it, but you literally push it out into the world and do the brave thing like this. She inspires me every day to be a better mom and a better friend.
I say just trust the process and fully, because you really have no other option. If you work all the steps, you'll get your kids back. And you might gain a long time friend after that. The good thing about having that type of mentor is if, especially if you come from a position where you don't have like a support system or anything, there's someone you can talk to that has more experience and better knowledge of like parenting and anything. It may be hard and it may be scary, but it's worth it so that you always have someone there for you and someone you can call and be on your team and help you.
So we're 2.5 years, case closure. Still sober,
Yes,
got all your babies back.
yes,
Kept the same job that you got during the case,
yes,
same house. You've had a new car since then.
yes,
We're still best buddies.
yes.
We still co-parent.
Yep,
Like, it's all good, right?
yep.
I'm proud of you.